Kami berjanji padamu negeri, kami berbakti padamu negeri, kami mengabdi bagimu negeri, jiwa raga kami.
Hadirnya UT memastikan bahwa setiap warga bangsa berhak atas pendidikan tinggi di bawah kekuatan hukum tanpa adanya perbedaan. Lebih dari 2 juta lulusan berhasil menyelesaikan studi di Universitas Terbuka. Kami bangga sudah 4 dasawarsa UT menghadirkan pendidikan berkualitas tanpa batas.
UT selalu berfokus ke masa depan dengan tetap berpijak pada nilai-nilai dan budaya adiluhung Nusantara. Digitalisasi layanan pendidikan mempermudah masyarakat dan mahasiswa mendapatkan informasi mengenai UT. Selain tercetak, bahan ajar juga diberikan dalam bentuk digital guna memudahkan mobilitas mahasiswa. Dengan demikian, belajar bisa dilakukan di mana saja, kapan saja, dan bersama siapa saja. Digitalisasi pendidikan juga diformulasikan ke dalam loka pasar digital mata kuliah yang ditawarkan oleh Indonesia Cyber Education Institute atau ICE Institute. Beragam mata kuliah dari perguruan tinggi terkemuka di tanah air dan mancanegara ditawarkan secara online. Perpustakaan UT sebagai salah satu unit vital di perguruan tinggi menawarkan fasilitas digital yang memungkinkan mahasiswa, dosen, tenaga kependidikan, bahkan masyarakat umum untuk mengakses sumber pustaka secara lebih leluasa. Beragam layanan yang diberikan memastikan student engagement dapat dilaksanakan dengan better, cheaper, and faster. UT pada tahun ini mengedepankan internasionalisasi program sebagai upaya menyejajarkan UT dengan perguruan tinggi jarak jauh berkualitas di dunia. Selain menawarkan program internasional, akreditasi internasional pun dilakukan. International Trust yang tinggi akan meningkatkan kredibilitas UT dan lulusannya. Public trust terhadap UT ditandai dengan terus meningkatnya jumlah mahasiswa UT dari tahun ke tahun.
Recording in progress.
Keluar dari sini makin berkah hidupnya, apa yang diinginkan tercapai, dan yang pasti ilmunya bisa bermanfaat buat semuanya.
Tidak saja jumlahnya yang meningkat, komposisi mahasiswa pada saat ini didominasi oleh generasi milenial dan Gen Z. Untuk menjaga kualitas akademik, UT melibatkan BAN PT, Lembaga Akreditasi Mandiri, dan International Accreditation Bodies. Bahkan UT satu-satunya perguruan tinggi jarak jauh di Asia yang secara sukarela dan berkala mengundang ICDE untuk mereview semua layanan di UT. Kita ingin memastikan bahwa layanan yang diberikan telah memenuhi kaidah-kaidah dan standar kualitas yang diberikan oleh perguruan tinggi jarak jauh terkemuka di dunia. Pada tahun ini, jumlah program studi yang ditawarkan berjumlah 47 yang dikelola 4 fakultas dan sekolah pasca sarjana. UT daerah yang tersebar di seluruh wilayah Indonesia dan di luar negeri, memastikan layanan pendidikan dapat dinikmati oleh semua tanpa terkecuali, termasuk mereka yang tinggal di wilayah terpencil, terluar, dan tertinggal, serta di luar negeri.
Mungkin harus menunggu puluhan tahun atau ratusan tahun untuk membangun kampus di tempat ini. Puji Tuhan, dengan adanya UT, saya bisa kuliah meskipun saya tinggal di tempat yang amat terpencil seperti ini.
Karena airku tidak kulupakan, kan terkenang selama hidupku. Biarpun saya pergi jauh, tidak akan hilang dari kalbu.
Meskipun saya TKI di Hong Kong, saya tetap bisa kuliah di UT. Setelah jadi sarjana, saya akan pulang dan menjadi entrepreneur yang tangguh.
Meskipun kaki ini jauh melangkah hingga kutub utara, saya tetap memilih belajar di kampus tercinta Universitas Terbuka.
UT menyalawi.
Dengan semangat 4 dasawarsa, UT hadirkan pendidikan berkualitas tanpa batas.
Open universities. Are you ready for the future? The Asian Association of Open Universities has launched a groundbreaking accreditation system. Designed specifically for technology-enhanced and mediated education, this system ensures institutions are future-ready, assessing them through 10 criteria across 4 levels of accreditation. The AAOU accreditation system has successfully undergone pilot runs at Open University Malaysia and Universitas Terbuka in Indonesia. Now, it's your turn. Apply for AAOU accreditation and position your university at the forefront of open and distance learning. Get accredited. Get future ready. For more details, get in touch with the AAOU Secretariat at secretariat@aaou.org.
Hello, I'm Baiza, the Smart Learning Companion on the lifelong education platform of the Open University of China. Please follow me to explore our OUC. Let's go!
The Open University of China, OUC, a premier national institution under the Ministry of Education, stands at the forefront of educational innovation since its establishment in 1979. With an unwavering commitment to expanding access to higher education and promoting social equity, OUC harnesses cutting-edge technology to break down barriers and create inclusive learning opportunities. As a full member of the Asian Association of Open Universities, OUC is dedicated to enhancing access to quality education for all, refining educational practices, and advancing research methodologies. OUC nurtures an inspiring academic ecosystem where every individual's potential is realized, striving towards a vision of educational welfare that is universally available, anytime, anywhere. At the vanguard of open and online education, OUC offers a diverse portfolio of courses spanning multiple disciplines, empowering learners of every age and background to embark on their academic journeys irrespective of their location. Our mission is to augment the efficiency and accessibility of education through online platforms, supporting students in achieving their aspirations as we move forward together. OUC is also steadfast in laying the groundwork for lifelong learning, ensuring a continuous personal and professional growth throughout one's lifetime.
Honorable AAOU President Ojat Darajat, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, and friends. On behalf of the Open University of China and in my own name, I would like to express the congratulations on the convening of the 37th AAOU Annual Conference. China has been attaching great importance to international cooperation and exchanges on education. As a full member of the AAOU, OUC has been playing active roles to cooperation with other members. And we have jointly made remarkable contributions for high-quality development of the open and distance learning, online education, digital education, and lifelong learning in Asia and worldwide. I firmly believe that this will surely benefit for building a community with a safe future for mankind and an even better future for humanity. As the Chinese saying goes, even mountains and the seas cannot distance people with a common aspirations. Both OUC and myself would like to take this opportunity to extend our aspirations to AAOU Executive Committee for choosing OUC as the host of the 38th Annual Conference. And we will try to present you a productive and enjoyable event. OUC is ready to welcome you in Beijing in October 2025. Thank you.
To the Honorable AAOU President, Dr. Mohamad Yunus, AAOU Secretary General, Professor Rahmat Budiman, and distinguished participant of the AAOU Webinar Series, welcome to the AAOU Webinar 2025 Series, Episode 1. My name is Muhammad Raji Radiansyah. As a part of the AAOU Secretariat, I'm honored to welcome you to today's webinar. I'm joining you today in place of our Secretary General, Professor Rahmat Budiman, who is unfortunately unable to attend due to a prior commitment. We're grateful to have participants and the speaker from across the region that have gathered today to explore the role of distance education in achieving sustainable development goals. Today, we will discuss how distance education can drive economic growth and provide decent work through workforce upskilling. This aligns with SDG 8, which focuses on decent work and economic growth. The goal emphasizes promoting inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. However, before we begin, let us hear the welcoming remark by our AAOU President, Dr. Mohamad Yunus.
Hello, and a very good day to everyone. Welcome to the AAOU Webinar Series 2025. What a beautiful day to begin this year's webinar journey. Today marks the first session of our AAOU Webinar Series 2025 with the general theme, Decent Education and its role in achieving the SDGs. We are opening this year's series with an exploration of SDG 8, focusing on how open and decent education drives economic growth in decent works. Today's topic highlights the role of ODE in workforce development, particularly in providing flexible, skill-based training to support lifelong learning and employability. I'm with pleasure to extend warm welcome and heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Worrawit Nakpan, Acting Director of the Department of International Affairs at Sukhothai Thammathirat Open University, Thailand. Hello, Satwadi Krap, Dr. Worrawit. Thank you so much for taking the time of your busy schedule to share your valuable insight with us today. I would also like to warmly become our moderator for today's session. Ms. Niesrina Trixie Imania from Universitas Terbuka, Indonesia. Thank you for your time and for leading our seminar or webinar today. I'm confident that under your guidance, the session will run smoothly and productively. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that today's discussion will deepen our understanding of how we can integrate the Sustainable Development Goals into our teaching and learning systems, especially for us working passionately in the field of open and distance education. So please make yourself comfortable, stay actively engaged, and enjoy today's session. Thank you very much for being here with us. Stay happy and healthy.
Thank you, Dr. Yunus, for your opening remark. Now, without further ado, let us start with the lecture, and to guide us with today's session, I'm pleased to introduce our moderator, Ms. Niesrina Trixie Imania, or as we know her as Trixie. Now, let me read the CV of Ms. Trixie. Ms. Trixie is an experienced professional who is currently serving as a Human Resource Development Program Administrator at Universitas Terbuka, Indonesia, where she manages the execution of HR development initiative, including training programs, workshops, and development opportunities. Her role involves coordinating logistics, scheduling, and communication for HRDP events, evaluating program effectiveness, and maintaining comprehensive documentation. In addition to that, Ms. Trixie is also a skilled MC for various national and international events hosted by Universitas Terbuka. She has hosted numerous high-profile events in Universitas Terbuka, such as the International Conference on Innovative Open and Distance Learning, or INODAL, Zenmaster, and other institutional conferences and public figure forums. Now, to proceed with the lecture, I will hand over the screen to Ms. Trixie. So, Ms. Trixie, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Reggie, for the introduction. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, wherever you are. My name is Trixie, and I'm truly honored to be your moderator for today's session of the AAOU Webinar Series 2025. I would like to warmly welcome all our distinguished speakers, Dr. Worrawit Nakpan. Good morning to our esteemed colleagues and participants from all across Asia and beyond to this meaningful knowledge sharing session. I would also like to welcome all our colleagues who are watching from YouTube UTE TV. So good morning. As you may know, the AAOU Webinar Series 2025 is held under the grand theme of distant education and its role to achieve sustainable development goals. Today, we will focus on SDG 8, which centers on promoting the decent work and economic growth through the lens of open and distance education, or we know as ODE. This session will uncover how ODE could contribute to workforce development by providing flexible, skill-based training. Before we begin, allow me to share our regulation for this session. Okay, So for all of our colleagues who want to send you in your question, please kindly write it in the format of your name, your institution or country, and the speaker. And here we have Dr. Worrawit Nakpan as our speaker. Second, before the speaker will answer your question, I will read out the question that will be shown on our screen. Last but not least, if you want to get a certificate, you have to first fill out the registration form in advance. Second, following our program to the end. And third, by filling out our feedback form. So that is the rules for getting the certificates. For our colleagues who are watching from YouTube, you might write your question in the comment section with the similar format. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is my utmost pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for today. Before that, I would like to read out his CV. So, Dr. Worrawit Nakpan is an assistant professor in the Occupational Health and Safety Program at Sukhothai Thammathirat Open University, or STOU, Thailand, where he also serves as acting director of the Department of International Affairs. He holds a Ph.D. in environmental health, focusing on industrial hygiene from the University of Cincinnati, USA. His expertise includes industrial hygiene, risk assessment, and occupational health and safety. Dr. Worrawit Nakpan has published widely in international and national journals focusing on workplace safety and environmental health. He is also an AUN QACUPT International Program Assessor and is dedicated to advancing health standards and academic collaborations in the region. Okay, Dr. Worrawit Nakpan, good morning.
Good morning. สวัสดีครับ Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. It's really nice to see you. So, Dr. Worrawit, the presentation will take approximately for 40 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So, without further ado, please welcome Dr. Worrawit Nakpan.
All right. Thank you very much. And for the 20 minutes of time, I'm not sure if I finish it with on time. But mostly if I'm got excited, I will like speak faster and faster. So please calm me down. All right, let me share my slide. Do you see my slide well?
Yes, it's perfect.
All right, good morning, everyone. Once again, thank you for having me here today. My assigning topic is about distance education and its role to achieve SDGs, especially for today is SDG 8, upskilling the workforce, how ODE or open and distant education drives economic growth and decent work. As you can see, before I'm assigned to be an acting director of Department of International Affairs, I am also teaching in occupational health and safety. So it's quite related to the workforce and the labors, the health and safety of the workers, something like that. So I will likely talking about that one too. And the topic today we will cover together about roughly 6 topics, like how the challenge of the workforce today, and then what is open and distant education. For me, myself, I only have experience teaching in the Open University in Thailand, STOU, for only 5 years so far. So I'm still learning more and more to get familiar with the open and distance education system, something like that. And the third topic is how do we connect the ODE to sustainable development goals, and especially SDG 8. We're gonna dig deeper into this kind of topic, like how can we relate, because inside of the SDG 8 there are so many targets that I would say related and not related. So we kind of do the shopping inside the topic SDG 8, and then I will show you some case study from STOU or Sukhothai Thammathirat Open University, and then conclusion for the future outlook as well. So we move to, let's begin with the challenge of nowadays, even today, in this era, the modern economy is facing right now with the skill gaps. There are like high demands of the demands of the workforce has shifted away from the unskilled laborers. Unskilled mean like no need to know before, no, just use your labor to do the job, and then this demands towards to highly skilled workers. You're supposed to get some knowledge, know-how, and then sometimes you need a degree to do the job, and then it's largely due to the skill-based technology change because the basic labors what do we have nowadays? We do have machine, we do have AI to do some kind of labor work already, and then it's even shifting to more analytical part as well. So we are human, so we need to upskill and reskill, retrain, something like that to be above that to get higher or get money as well. And in this issue, let growing wage and employment inequality across countries. So you can see like the country who has like undeveloped education system or have like only labor workforce will got kind of like suppressed under the country who got like well prepared for the upskill workforce. And then there's the part that lifelong learning should be considered one of the most effective policy responses to these trends already นะครับ and to be fair, the lifelong learning, it used to be a luxury thing, but not anymore. It's no longer a luxury, it's the economic necessity already. And when we talk about open and distance education, what is it? This is the general definition. What is it? How do we like bridge this gap? The most effective solution is the open and distance education. So from my perspective, the open and distance education is the learning model where teaching and learning occur in different places, different time. It can be simultaneous, it can be asynchronous, synchronized in the same time, real time, doesn't matter. But no need to be in the same class, same room, in the confined classroom, like a traditional classroom anymore. And this is the key component of making lifelong learning for reality for all. As you can see in the picture, we can be in everywhere, anywhere, anytime in the world, and we still learning something new every day. This is the like today era right now. And then come back to STOU because I'm working here. What is open and distance education in the STOU version? So in STOU in Thailand, we are the only one open university in Thailand that we use open system for this education. So a learning model where students are not confined in a traditional classroom. They can study from home. They can study under the tree, and even they driving a boat, and they can look up for the learning material as well. That's the concept, and it makes quality higher education accessible. The keyword is accessible by delivering courses through a mix of media. When I said mix of media, you can see the symbol above over there, like the purple color, the blue one, the pink, the green, the red one. I will explain later what are they. And I in the definition of the mixed media from printed version to the advanced e-learning. I shouldn't put the advanced e-learning right here because we all use e-learning as like today learning material, but it's kind of developing more and more by integrating AI to help learning and to rise up the learning curve for our students too. And the key example is STOU, which used a main campus. We do have a main campus here in Nonthaburi, close to Bangkok in the central part of Thailand. And we also have like network of study centers across the country. So students can have connection with the university as well. And then from that, I would conclude like the pillars of the ODE is supposed to have like flexibility, fit learning around existing work and family commitments. you will say I will try to connecting the gap from ODE to workforce a little bit by a little bit. And then the number two, the second pillar is accessibility, to break down geographical and physical barriers. And the third pillar is the learner center, often like self-paced to fit individual needs. Everyone in this, maybe in this room, in this Zoom or online, do you have your own pace of learning? When you get into the, imagine if you are in a traditional classroom with the 20 students together when you were young, or you're still young in the classroom, and teacher saying something. Do you think like how many percent of the people get it right away or understand what the teacher trying to convey, trying to teach in right away? I would say like 20-30%, depending on the capacity or performance of each student. But the others, what are they doing? They try to read or ask students in extra time. But for the ODE system, the student can learn by their self-paced, by the e-learning, by the reading material. They can redo it, they can reread it, they can rewatch it until they understand the concept or achieve the learning outcome of the course. That's the concept of learner center to be shifting. And then the next step, I will try to connecting the ODE to SDG. Just to be clear, I think everyone in this room understand the SDG, which is developed from the UN, United Nations. There are 17 interconnected goals to address the global challenges. And also Thailand, and I believe like UT, Indonesia or other countries try to link to achieve the SDG as well. And our focus today is the SDG 8. What is it? When we say about decent work and economic growth, what is it? What does it mean? What are we supposed to do? A broader definition is to promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. I would say there are two parts of this. At the cause and effect. The cause may be from the decent work first, and then the effect at the end, we got the economic growth as the profit of what we are trying to do. So I would say ODE is right now is in a uniquely positioned to help us to get there by how. So let's dig deeper into the SDG 8. There are so many targets, like I said, there are so many targets in the SDG number 8 to achieve the higher level of economic productivity through technological upgrading, innovation. For the first one, this 3 target I just like purposely select to present for you all today. The first one is target 8.2. Is they say like to achieve higher level of economic productivity through diversification and technological upgrading by using technology, and whatever will come, whatever we have in each country have, or with whatever technology that we have, the world have so far to increase the economic. And target 8.5, they said like by 2030 to achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all. We are workers. I mean, maybe we are in the educational industry, right? And also there are several industry out there. We are human. We have blood, we have soul, we have bone, we have stamina, we have families, we have something else to do as well. But we need to work to get our life or to live our life, right? And then by working doesn't mean we supposed to sacrifice our piece of body or piece of ears or piece of like ability to hear, to see, to breathe, right? So it's mean even though you come to work and get paid, you having your rights to live your life well as well. That's why they connected to like before we concern about economic growth, come back a little bit and then talk about decent work. It's not about health and safety. It's about your benefits, your welfare. Even though, remember the first day of your coming into working era or working age, do you expected to lose something after you retired, like losing your hearing ability, losing your eyesight, lost your mind, or got like some toxic environment after you retire? No, nobody like expect to get something like that. We do need to be a complete as a whole after we retire, right? And then live our life happily, something like that. That's the behind concept of the SDG 8. Before we focus on profit, money, economic growth, come back to our workforce first. And the target, another target is target 8.6, substantially reduce the proportion of youth not in employment, education, and training. Okay. So it means these are quite ambitious for me because it's required to have like educated and skilled workforce. And then all of that, I would say like is leading to the lifelong learning because we're trying to upskilling the current workforce. Why we need to upskill the current workforce? Because the world nowadays situation, the world the reborn not the reborn, the newborn population is quite low. So it means we are in the working era, or we are in the working period, right? We're trying to feed the world, feed our country, feed our family, and the technology is like becoming more and more advanced. Remember what we learn or graduate from our school, our university, whatever degree you have, is already outdated. And do you believe that with that kind of knowledge that you achieve like for myself 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, is that still useful for the technology nowadays? I would say probably it can still be useful for 50%. And then another 50% you need to learn something new as well. So the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD, emphasize that human capital investment are capital for economic progress. What does it mean? First, does mean it's like to invest in upskilling our current workforce as much as possible because they are a valuable asset right now. No, because the less new coming workforce in the future, because like low birth rate. Okay. So it means retraining, upgrading, and renew skills a better investment than ever before. Like we like listening to me nowadays, you still I was happy. I would be happy if you come back home or take a key home message like, oh, after I listening to this webinar today, it means I have to look for at least a skill that you are want to learn for yourself, for your own sake, for your own work to develop and to be in the front row in any time, anywhere, if you're still breathing and if you're still working. So here's the role of ODE coming. So this is where the ODE, or open and distance education, creates a virtuous cycle. It's begin with accessible education. That's the one of the 3 pillars that I said, right, about the ODE, accessibility. So the ODE creates a positive feedback loop. Is becoming accessible. Accessible. What does it mean? Are we a full-time employment, right? And we full-time workers in whatever industry you are. Do you want to quit your job and go to a school today to reskill or to retrain, to re-educate? People will say, no, are you crazy? I'm making money and feeding my family. That's the part that the ODE, we study on free time. We study on your pace time, learner center time. Wherever whenever, like I said, any time from now on, like wherever, whenever, anywhere, any place, you can study on your own pace. And then once you achieve the learning outcome, you get a certificate to make sure like you comprehend the skill set, or you even ask for a degree, for second degree, for the third degree. That's why I say like this is the part that open and distance education play the important roles, because nobody can participate the traditional university anymore if you want to upskill or reskill. And then after here's the link. After they got accessible education by apply to the open or distant education, the next step, you got upskill employees. It's like the regular employees with an armor, with a helmet, with the weapon, like newly weapon, or you know how to you comprehend with the AI. That's the upskill employees. And then in the industry or in your workplace, if you got an upskill employees, what would happen? You will get higher productivity and innovation from what they have learned recently learned. And then after the higher productivity, innovation is linked to the economic growth by themselves, and then create even more opportunity for decent work. It's gonna be a very healthy ecosystem to develop under the SDG 8. And then who benefits from the concept of upskill workforce? The first one, employees. Of course, you got higher wage, you got better job. Your job is secure for at least 3 years from now, 5 years from now, until new pandemic or new accident, new technology coming again, and you're supposed to upskill, reskill again, and maybe even you got career advancement after you achieve your second degree or your bunch of certificate or bunch of your knowledge stem. From the employer side, of course, it's very super benefits for them to increase innovation, efficiency, and competitiveness if you got like upskill employees in your company. And of course, the nation got a strong, more resilient, and sustainable economy by themselves. And the next part, I would mention about a case study from STOU. So the ODE in action from the Sukhothai Thammathirat Open University or STOU, we our concept of learning in distant area, our foundation right now still be print-based materials or the textbook or the workbooks. So the professor or the lecturer here at the central part of Thailand in the main campus they are gathered and then develop curriculum and design the course. And then after the course, they develop textbook for students to read. This textbook is quite special. It's not like in my experience, it's not similar to regular textbooks, because don't forget, like, students supposed to learn by themselves. So we supposed to kind of grabbing hands and walk with them step by step through reading. You see how difficulty will happen when we develop the learning material to be like printed, something like that. And then after we complete the textbook, we mail to all students, so the student can have like actual printed textbook. That's the foundation. And then with the technology, with the times has been evolved, the technology evolved, we develop into e-learning. So some students, if they are comfortable to read ebooks, not with a physical textbook anymore, we develop that kind of system and then deliver to the student as well, so they can read from any devices that they are comfortable with, or any time that they can read as well. And then we use the LMS. I think our open university system would understand the LMS depending on what brand you're using, right? If I say Moodle, do you guys know Moodle? Of course, yeah, some of you guys know Moodle or Blackboard, right? Yeah, they are all learning management system for the course material and the collaboration, and we add interaction in the e-learning as well. That what we don't have in the foundation before, because the student only read the textbook and then go to their um, test center to pass the course. But right now we develop into e-learning and add interaction between student and student with their peers, and also with the student and the teachers as well, to get the feedback. And sometimes we can give formative feedback, which is from the quality assurance. They believe that it's gonna be more helpful, or much more helpful, compared to summative assessment or summative feedback, because summative is mean student will know the results of their test at the end of the term of the at the end of the semester, so they will not have time to fix anything, just to take the course again if they fail that course, something like that. So we believe that for the formative feedback will give like their time to prepare or improve themselves before the final exam. And also we do have supplementary media, like STOU media is gonna be a storage of learning material. When I said about the e-learning, each of course the teachers will record the lecture, or sometimes they do the tutorial to prepare students, or sometimes we use e-learning to update the new knowledge or recent published knowledge to the student. Because if we rely on the printed based textbook, it's gonna take some time to update the information inside the textbook. And we also have STOU channel. From you all who are listening, you can search on YouTube and you will see, and you type STOU channel, you're gonna see like the system, the learning system, the learning videos from different courses. We do have like several schools. I'm from School of Health Science, focusing on public health, occupational health and safety, Thai traditional medicine, something like that. And we also do have School of Nursing, School of Management, School of Political Science, School of Law, School of Science and Technology. You can see we have various style of school, and then we can give you like several kind of skill set if you are interested in. And also we can develop STU podcast or webcast live. The last two is trying to represent the learning style of the student. We try to serve whatever they want or whatever they are comfortable to learn with. So it's depending on the learning style of the student as well. Okay, enough with the briefly STU. So who is the STU students? Actually, I got the result from my own study, my own research. We just got a grant from OU5 research. I was like previous year, I got to be a researcher from OU5 team. From my data, they are established working adults seeking their careers. So it means they are still working, making money, and they want to advance their career by coming back to STOU and try to get a degree. So it means they are the backbone of the current workforce. It means they cannot quit their job and go to the traditional university to get a degree. They're supposed to read from their overtime, from their weekend, from their nighttime, late time, something like that. So seeking to improve their skills and advance their career to flexible education. And this is the actual demographic snapshot from the average age of STU students are like roughly 36. Actually, we have quite a large range right now. So I believe like the youngest that I have known so far is 18 years old, or even 15. They are on the middle school and they try to take a course one by one when they have free time. And the oldest right now who graduate, I would say who graduate, not learning right now, who graduate from STU is 96 or 94 years old, something like that. So it's quite large range, but the average that are applying is 36 years old, and almost 62% are female, and 38 they are married, try to balance their family life and their study. And by the number of workforce in my research, so it means the student from STOU or student STOU learners, they are economically active. So they are the workforce. They are the try to push or to make the economic growing in the nation. And the largest group of the students right now, their income is roughly $900 per month. And these results or these findings show that they are not pre-career students, but they are currently like professional investing in themselves to making more money for. Actually, they are focused only for themselves first and then for their family, not for the nation to make economic growth. But here we go. If they are trying to improve themselves, I show you the connection before, right? They improve themselves and to be upskilled workforce. So the employer will get upgrade and then the nation will get economic growth in the meantime. So the challenge, so in my study, we're talking about the challenge when you becoming a working learner. The research show that the STU students are facing unique pressure from juggling multiple life roles. The quote is like exam from stress. Oh, sorry, stress from the exams, fear of failing, and not having enough time to read. But that's from. So it's I conclude into top 3 stressor for distant learner. The first one is the academic pressure, fear of failing exams because they have limited time, right, to study, and then they have high expectation because they need that degree, they need that certificate to increase their salary or improve their working life. So it's creating academic pressure. That's the top stress. The second one is the time management. Again, it's linked. It's quite linked because overwhelming with the burden of working and studying in the same time. And we do have deadline as well to make sure like the system still on the track because we are university. We're supposed to keep our quality as well. But in the future, maybe I imagine maybe in the future it's gonna be like on-demand degree as well, but not right now yet. We still like have a period of time to open the school and then close the school or final exam or midterm as well. And the third one is the feeling of being like isolated or the isolation, lack of peer. Of course, we are open and distant education, we lack of peer and institutional support, especially with the distant model. Yeah, the face-to-face time interaction is quite limited, so a little bit isolation up here. So my resource asked them, what do you need? 55% the students see to have high need of counseling service, someone to talk to with the professional support, like the counseling. And when I asked for the format, what kind of counseling service do you want the most, is they said like probably online to fit them the most because they are in everywhere in the country, and then sometimes maybe via telephone is good too. And another interesting finding is like they don't want to have like when they have problem or the need for the counseling service, they don't want to turn on the camera like we're doing Zoom right now. Imagine if we have like online counseling service right like this, and they don't want to turn on the camera unless they feel like the room of the counselors is confined or secure enough, something like that. If otherwise, they don't want to turn on the camera. And 36% of the students want support service to be available every day, including evening and weekends too, because they are working, of course. The traditional is working 9 to 5. So the extra time would be more benefit to them. So from the results of my research, I would suggest for the policy recommendations, the first one is to mentorship program to establish the connecting the students for peer support, or establish a counseling service to be surprised you in STOU, we still don't have counseling service for student yet. I don't know about UT. You can share with me Trixie's later if you like have the counseling service already at UT, or even the counseling service for academic or supporting staff in the university. We don't have that one yet, but we trying to have one soon. And the second one, the second recommendation is to have a clear communication, making support service easy to find and access, and also integrate well-being into policy, making student support a core institutional priority. If you don't set a priority or set a policy, you will not get anything done. So after you listening to my study, you are thinking, it's maybe related to SDG 3 well-being or not? I would say, of course, yes. But because like I said, because our students, they are in the workforce, they're supposed to get a degree and happy after they graduate and got happy life, happy workplace, happy position after they got a degree. So why this support matters for SDG 8? The first one, if we support the student will have higher completion rate. The second one is like very unique, or very, I would say not unique, it's quite general problem. Do you have a problem of dropping out? Yes, of course, we are open university, right? So a ton of students apply. And of course, ton of students drop out. Why? Because they not like feel this is like the one of the several factors or several reasons. First one is they don't feel like they got support enough. They don't have like feeling happy or feeling well of pressure of academic, pressure of the time management, because they're supposed to work in the same time and then study in the same time. So my study show that probably a counseling service will support them and make them understand the learning curve and understand their life more. After they got supported, we believe that it's gonna increase the completion rate. So it means no more dropout. That's our problem, right? And then if we have higher completion rate, it's gonna have more upskill workers. And then for more upskill workers in the market, what will happen? Of course, stronger economy. And then the nation will be happy. Everybody will be happy. And this is to be the summarization of my talk today. To conclude, ODE, or Open and Distant Education, is a direct catalyst for SDG 8, because ODE provides the flexible pathway needed for lifelong learning. Once again, lifelong learning is the general requirement for nowadays, and ODE is served in the right time. I mean, we are in the right time of the world to serve the skill for the lifelong learning. And then it directly empowers the existing workforce to upskill. So from this part, if you are from Open University, you should come back to your university and then think about what kind of skill that we are master or comprehend, and then we trying to develop a courses for helping the industry. What skill do they need? I don't know if you guys know AUNQA as well. I'm like the internal assessor here in Thailand as well. So I believe like before we develop any kind of curriculum or courses, we're supposed to ask what the industry needs, what the stakeholder needs. If we have customers waiting for you, waiting for me, so we will know what products that we will sell, and it's gonna be kind of a little bit like promising contract or MOU in the future, like a number of the customers. And then we need institutional support, like from the STOU. Maybe the counseling service is to be like critical to ensure the learner success as well. And then For the looking ahead, the futures of work is lifelong learning. As jobs continue to evolve, the importance of accessible and flexible education models like ODE will only grow, and is essential infrastructure for 21st century economics. That will be it for today. That is my reference, and this the end of my talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Worrawit Nakpan. Such an insightful presentation. Thank you very much. And I would like to respond to you about the dedicated counseling service for students. Earlier, you said that STOU is yet to have them. It's the same with Universitas Terbuka. We yet to have them as well, but I think it is an important aspect for us to consider later on. I believe that. So
Right.
thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. We will now move on to the Q&A session. We have quite a few here. If our team can share the question. All right. Okay, we're still waiting.
Or anyone, if want to discuss, or if we can like share our experience from different open university across the countries, I would be like happy to do that too, because we have our own experience. But I would love to know your situation as well, to improve ourselves and make ourselves better together. Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be necessarily a question, but you may share your experience in your own university. That's yeah. But maybe we can move on to the first question first. Miss. Okay, please hang on. Yang mana? So the first question from Lala from Indonesia. The question is, Dr. Worrawit, nice presentation. I'm just wondering, you suggested mentorship programs as a key recommendation. Could you share examples of successful mentorship initiative at STOU or other universities in Thailand? Thank you.
All right, thank you. So about mentorship that I mentioned before, my only experience is from students in my program. So from the previous, before I start working here, the students are supposed to do the internship in the factory by themselves. And then at the end of the semester, they submit the report. And then after I start working here, I see the problem that sometimes students have questions or feeling lost in the middle time, and then they quit. So I asked like why they quit, because they have because we are in the distant and open university, we didn't have system to contact or ask the assigned teacher yet. So from my program, I developed mentorship program for students to contact. We have only eight or nine professors in my program, and we have around 200 students to do the internship per semester. So I divided them by the ratio. You can do the math, and then we set up the e-learning system so students can have channel to contact with the mentor all the time, anytime. And then we are devoted to trying to help or facilitate the students as much as possible. And by doing that, the dropping rate is quite low, almost like the first one, the using the system is 99.9% using this kind of system to contact the mentor, the professor. How do we do this in the industry? How do we do the risk assessment? How do we prevent fire? How do we work with this chemical? Something like that. If they got lost and they can ask, and we got answer back, they are very happy about that. And yeah, that's my example. But the other mentorship, I'm not sure yet about the whole university, but in each program, they're trying to develop the mentorship to keep contact with the student. Yeah, thank you to the technology, the previous one we use telephone is going to be one by one, and then I don't know if Miss or Mr. Lala have problem, like if the student call into the university, is that student is going to be transferred in like several department. It's not going to be like direct to the person that they want to contact to. Sometimes they're supposed to like listen to the university song for like many times until they can sing by themselves. Even like they lost, they don't remember what they want to talk with the person, but they at the end of the contact. Yeah. But right now, if we develop the e-learning system or direct channel, so they can have like direct place to go, that would be my example.
That's amazing. So you're using LMS for each students have assigned professor for the mentorship. Yeah, I agree as well with if you call the university, you have to wait, you have to get assigned, and that's a long process. But with LMS, it's easier and more direct. I agree.
Right.
Okay, so I hope Mr. or Miss Lala, the question is answered. We can move on to the next question. Okay, it's from Bahtiar from UT or UT Indonesia. The question is, how can ODE ensure the quality and industry relevance or its graduates, especially in developing contexts where digital infrastructure and employer recognition of online credential remain limited? And how does this affect ODE's real contribution to achieving SDG 8 on decent work and economic growth? It will be interesting to specify from Thailand context and globally. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. This question is quite long, and I don't know if I can answer all of them. But the first one, yes, I agree. The digital infrastructure and the employer recognitions of online credentials remain limited. The first one is about the digital infrastructures, because people are quite different, right? From the incomes, from their status. They have some people still don't have cell phone yet, or even doesn't have notebook yet. That's why we develop the learning media or learning material into various types to serve learning style of our student as much as possible. However, in each learning material like that, we are who develop the curriculum or the course, we have to make sure like the quality is still the same or still achieve similar learning outcome after the student read, after the student watch, and then it's gonna reflect to how do we access their knowledge, or from the Bloom taxonomy, which we can use like how do we access the student. That's the first question. Yes, we're trying to serve them in several media as much as possible to fit them all, because we want to like anyone can apply, anyone can learn, anyone then can they have their own style. We don't need to leave anyone behind with the reason of the advanced technology. And the employer recognition of online credentials remain limited. In Thailand, my students who graduate from my program still like got higher rate of being hired. Almost like 100%, if they graduate from my program, they still like be able to find a job. I think it's depending on both sides, the needs and the products as well. If you produce a product that nobody wants anymore, that's the problem as well, because it's not to be needed in the market. But if you ask the market what do they need, and you develop or you serve them what they need, it's gonna be very high demanding from their side as well. And then how does this affect ODL real contribution to achieve SDG goal and economic growth? From my perspective, if we have a good courses or good curriculum, we can like have like upgrading workforce anyway, and then they're gonna have or achieve the economic growth that we want it to be. Yeah, I don't know if I answered them all already. Okay.
I think all are answered. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Bapak atau Ibu Bahtiar, I hope the answer all of your questions. Can we move to the next question? Okay. All right. It's from Claudia Denise Barbadillo from the Philippines. The question is, thank you, sir, for sharing. May I know the programs your school is offering under the Open University? What about your admission process and how do you screen student applying? Last question is, how do students avail of your counseling services?
Okay, thank you. So let's talk a little bit about myself again. So my program is occupational health and safety in under the umbrella of public health science. So the admission process and how do I screen students applying, because we are in the health science and my program designing for second degree, not the first degree. So we have prerequisite, no we have some quality of the application as well. So the students supposed to have their first degree already in order to apply into my program, because we research the market that they need this the student who graduates from my program, they are in the demanding side. So we want to have students graduate as fast as possible to serve the industry. So we develop like 2.5 years program. By doing that, we're supposed to transfer the credits that the student already achieved from their first degree. And the degree that they are supposed to hold before applying to my degree, to my program is in health science, engineering, science, Bachelor of Science, something like that. So we can waive like first and a half year of their learning because of their first degree. That's how we screen our students. That's the like very minimum requirement for student to apply. So we got like almost like 500 per semester, 500 students applying per semester. However, if you're interested in School of Law, School of Political Science, they're quite open for you. If you get a high school degree, complete high school, and you can apply. Anyone can apply. It's depending on the program. And the last question, how do students avail of your counseling service? My research is doing it or conducted because we didn't have the counseling service yet. So we asking for the need. So the next step, we will drafting our counseling service basing on their needs. And I have two sides, student size and staff size as well, because imagine we are here in Nonthaburi only supporting staff only 1,000 person, and we supposed to serve the students all over the country. How much stress do they supposed to hold in each day, each week, each month? It's you cannot imagine it. So I believe like, okay, maybe in both sides we do need counseling service for both student and staff sides. So the answer, like, we don't have that system yet, but we drafting it soon.
So it's still in the process, but
Yes.
it will be there soon.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Next question. Okay, from Mr. or Miss Chin Wen Chong from WOU Malaysia. The question is, what is your recommendations for future research on how ODE contributes to SDG 8?
Yes, I believe that we are the university of doing upskill and reskill or retraining program. So besides you have like 4 years degree to complete with, or 2 years association degree. I think a little bit more to be like shorter than that, and then develop what do we call right now credit bank, micro credential credits, and then after the workers who apply for your institute and stack up the skill set or stack up the certificate, and then they can ask for to be a complete credit or to be a complete degrees. So maybe prepare for the learning journey of the students, and then you can break it down. Like you can have like a small set of skill first, and then you combine it together to be a very big skill set and ask for a course completion or ask for the certificate, and then you combine the whole certificate together and then have a degree later. So the general workers will know like what they are trying to do, what they're trying to achieve. However, you're supposed to make each even smaller course meaningful. Like after I learning for 5-day courses, I will comprehend, or I will know how to do the Excel, or I will know how to do the Microsoft Word, for example, or I will know how to command the Chat GPT. And then after I complete like commanding Chat GPT, drafting GPT, coding GPT, or whatever with GPT, 5 or 6 courses, you combine to finish a course, have a 6-degree credit deposit into your credit bank. I don't know if at UT do you have credit bank yet or other open university, but it's coming, right? It's coming. I think you have heard of this word, credit bank and micro credential credit, right? Yeah, it's becoming soon. Be prepared for that one too. And we are more flexible than traditional university to have, so we can have course at the late time, night time, or asynchronized as well. Did I answer your question?
I hope it answers the question. So in Universitas Terbuka, we also have the prior credit recognition. So I think it's pretty similar with STOU, the system.
Yeah, but if it's supposed to work if the students got the recognition from UT and can be transferred to STOU or complete courses, some courses from STOU, from MOU, and then they applying for a degree at UT. You see the concept of the bank, right?
Yes.
So if we deposit this money to this bank, so we can withdraw from another bank too, but with some transitional fees. Yeah, that's I believe that is the concept of the credit bank. So you can ask for deposit.
I'll have
and
to follow
withdraw.
up for
Right,
that. Yeah.
right.
Okay, all right. I hope it answered your question. Maybe we can go on to the next question. Okay, it's from Ninis, UT Indonesia. The question is, it was mentioned in your slide that the demand has shifted towards highly skilled workers due to skill-biased technical change. In your view, what specific skills would ODE institutions prioritize to respond to this shift effectively?
Yeah, I didn't put it in my. I know this question will come, and I intentionally didn't put in my slides because my answer is like it depends. I know you want me to say like specific skills from this world, this era, this year, next 5 years, but honestly, I don't know. Depending on your market, do you know your stakeholders? Do you know your customers? Ask them what do they want your future students or their future employees to have, to be, to do the trend. Maybe look at the economic forums, what kind of trends that they have each year, but it's changing rapidly, right? Rapidly. So I believe like the regular or traditional curriculum cannot change in that fast, right? From right now, we try to improve every 4 years, every 5 years, sitting together, come back, and then I'll be teaching what that we're teaching is outdated already, something like that. That's very traditional. But for the specific skill, it's supposed to be fast and respond to the demand. So ask the customers it's going to be different from each institute by institute or each country by each country. Yeah.
Yeah, I strongly agree. It depends on where you live and what the market demands.
Right.
And it's also the same in Indonesia. We renew our curriculums in a span of 5 years. So it's difficult maybe to renew it that quick.
Right. And
So,
after you finish renew it, it's already old.
yes. Mhm. So it's the same problem for all of us.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, Ninis, I hope the question was answered. We can move on to the next one. It's from Dr. Zahid Majid from Pakistan. The question is excellent, Dr. Worrawit. What are your thoughts on how ODE can support SDG 4, particularly in the context of improving accessibility for marginalized and disabled students? Maybe it's a bit different from your presentation, but any comments on that?
Yeah, so SDG 4 is about quality education. And I believe like one of the target is to include marginal and disabled students. Mm, from STOU, we open for all. It's the concept. So if you're marginal or disabled, you are on a wheelchair, you have some disability, you can apply and study at STOUs. I would say 80% of our programs open for all. If they don't require like walking, using machine, climbing, the air stack, like my programs to demand the physical presence, physical strength, we open for all. And by saying we open for all, it means our learning media, our learning materials, it will fit for them. For example, if you are blind, you cannot read the exam or read the book, right? We do have audio book, we do have audio exam for those students. If you are deaf, we do have braille book, or in this era you are like quite fortunate because we do have AI. They can read for you. Sorry. Yeah, they can create like generate the reading braille by automatic braille for you, or even the braille exam. We do have that to serve those disabilities. So it's mean from STOU we open for all. I'm not sure about the AIOU. If you can open the mic, what do you do in your Pakistan, or Trixie? What do you do at UT for disabled students?
In UT, it's similar. We do have ebook. We do have braille, text to speech. Yes, we do have text to speech for our students. So it really supports for the disabled students, similar to STOU.
Yeah, I would say like at the beginning of at the during process of the developing curriculum, we have like a checklist to we like include all the students. If we click that or check that box, we have like separate things to finish as well, to complete the curriculum, and then make sure like we cover or we include, like we said. Yeah.
So I think it's pretty similar in UT as well, the process. So Dr. Zahid Majid, in the next episode, we will uncover all the SDGs. So if you could stay tuned to all of our episodes of the AAOU Webinar Series 2025, we will talk about all the SDGs. Yeah, we will cover on SDG 4 as well in the upcoming episodes. So thank you. I hope it answers your question. Next question from Ibu Siti Juleha from UT Indonesia. The question is, what programs that STOU provides to equip students to become productive workers in relation to the use of AI in the world of work? Interesting question.
Yes, yes. And when we're talking about the topic about AI, it's very fast, it's very rapid, right? Today, for example, today we may have Chat GPT O3. Tomorrow we have Chat GPT O4. 4.5, maybe we're gonna have or 5 or 6 in the next month. It's very fast. And how do we develop program or courses to teach how students to use even ourselves not comprehend yet because we just like we learning something new every day too. For the STU ourselves, we equip students by short course. Sometimes we doing like a free short course for student. We do have Department of Educational Technology. The professor from that department are quite well or are quite like master in AI, using AI for learning and for the educational technology, something like that to do it faster. Yeah, we do have short course, but if we still have time a little bit, we develop into STOU modular. If you can search online, we do have shortcut with the certificate as well, having like free or paid. Yeah, STOU modular. And then if we still have time, we're gonna put it in our curriculum. They have like a short term, middle term, and then long term plan as well. Like I said, after we put in the curriculum, the world is shifting to something else, not AI anymore, because it's already old. Yeah, but the students can apply for free and or with a small cost. So we advertise for our students to come back to school, and you have privilege because you are STU school. STU students, you can have privilege to apply and then learn something new.
I think it's great that STOU provides classes, courses for AI for your students. It will help them a lot since the world is shifting so fast, and it's important for them to master AI as well.
Right.
Yeah. So, Bu Siti Juleha, I hope you answered the question. And next. Oh, it's comment or feedback from Dr. Sabir Ahmed. Sir, it was an excellent session. However, efforts towards ODL need to be enhanced. It's a feedback.
I strongly agree with that. Even people in my country, sometimes they don't know open university yet, the concept of the open university yet. They just believe in the traditional university, and they will see our worth after they enter the working era, or they enter the working force and they doesn't have time to study, and then they come back to open university and see our worth after that, and then advertise more and make people understand more. In STU, we went to set a booth in high school or middle school as well. Yeah, to let them know, like, before even you graduate from high school, you almost finish a degree. After, if you apply with the like, for example, School of Law in STU, you can start it from you're 15 and you take course one by one, and then you complete the whole, like, after you can have your dream university, apply for medical school, apply for whatever school that you dream for, and then in the meantime you apply for STU in the law school, and then you even like graduate in Bachelor of Law before you even be a doctor.
So the students doesn't need to have a degree, the high school degree first before applying to STOU.
No, depend on the program. Depend on the program. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. I think it's quite different from us since we need to have a high school degree first before applying
Actually,
for further education.
We do have program like to learn course by course, and you keep your certificate after you got a high school diploma. You apply to be a student, and then you transfer all the credits that you got from your certificate into the program.
Okay. So it depends on the program.
Right.
Yeah, right. Okay, great. Do we still have question or feedback or comments? Okay. We have Mr. or Mrs. Nabila from UB Philippines. The question is, thanks for sharing your insights, sir. Could you elaborate on how STOU ensures quality in its ODE delivery, especially given the mix of print-based and digital learning materials?
Okay. About the quality, I believe when we start or design the curriculum, we use AU and QA and to make sure like the program learning outcome and the course learning outcome still the same, and we provide or deliver to the student the same, and then we access the same. For example, if we expected to have learning outcome into understanding the concepts of life cycle. So it's mean in the printing material supposed to teach the student about the life cycle, and also in the digital learning material, it's gonna be a screen like this video teaching them how to understand the life cycle, and then so both are on the same level of learning outcome from the Bloom taxonomy, and then we accept the same thing. Do you understand the life cycle? And then we have questions to make sure the student understand that concept. So one by one, we need to make sure like the learning outcome similar, and then the convey on the method is like in the same level, yeah, from the designing.
Yeah. Making sure on the print-based and digital learning are all the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Or even
Okay.
the activity.
Mhm.
So in the books, in each chapter, we're gonna have like a small activity student to do. It's gonna be similar in the digital platform. So after you watching 10 minutes, 15 minutes video, we have activity for you to answer, short answer, and we have what's that called? Rubik, no, marking scheme, but to like guide you to how to answer this kind of questions, and then to make sure you achieve the learning outcome that we plan.
So the learning outcome from the print-based and digital learning are the same. That's the steps of making sure. Yeah. Okay. Do we still have questions? Okay, that's the end of all the questions. So thank you very much. And thank you for the thoughtful answer, Dr. Worrawit Nakpan. Maybe before we hand over to the host, do you have any closing statements or any comments?
My comment is our time to shine, because we are open and distant education. So try to use this time and establish yourself in your country or maybe the world, and maybe please try to stay together using AAOU opportunity to stay together and do MOU and develop like international courses or cross country collaborations more. Yeah.
Mhm. So it can start from our webinar, maybe keeping in touch and collaborating from the AAOU.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much, Dr. Worrawit Nakpan. And that concludes our Q&A and discussion session. I hope the insights shared today will encourage further dialogue and collaboration among ODE stakeholders in promoting SDG 8, especially for this. Once again, thank you to our speaker and to all our enthusiastic participants. I now hand the session back to our host, Mr. Raji, for the closing. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Trixie, for your guidance throughout this webinar. And thank you as well to our speaker, Dr. Worrawit Nakpan, for your lecture on upskilling through ODL. We learned a lot, and we are surely to apply the knowledge in our lives. And our sincere thanks as well to our AAOU Secretariat for organizing this event. Now, on behalf of AAOU and representing our Secretary General, it is my honor to present certificates of appreciation to our speaker and moderator for their contribution to today's event. First, I would like to give a certificate of appreciation to Dr. Worrawit Nakpan in recognition for your contribution to the AAOU Webinar 2025 series. On behalf of AAOU, we sincerely thank you for your time and expertise. Next, I would like also to give a certificate of appreciation to Ms. Trixie for her contribution to the webinar series. On behalf of AAOU, we appreciate your role in our event. Now, before we end the session, let me share some news and updates relating to AAOU. First, I would like to invite everyone to join our 38th AAOU conference on the 20th to the 23rd October 2025 in Beijing, hosted by our friends from the Open University of China. The AAOU conference is an annual event of the Asian Association of Open Universities that brings together ODL practitioners from across Asia and beyond to share their knowledge, experiences, and innovations. You may visit the link shown on the screen and subscribe to the AAOU mailing list to stay on the loop with the AAOU updates and initiatives. Next, our AAOU journal, which is now in the Key 1 level of the Scopus Social Sciences category. We invite you to submit your paper to our journal, and we offer conference fellowship to our published authors to get exemption for the AAOU registration fee. Please visit the link shown on the screen to submit your article and get updates on the AAOU journal. Currently, AAOU is offering accreditation services that are designed for open universities and technology-mediated education. If you are interested in finding out more about these services, please contact the AAOU Secretariat through the email addresses shown on the screen. And lastly, I would like to thank everyone who has joined the webinar today, and I would like to remind everyone to fill out the online feedback form as a requirement to receive your certificate. You can access the form through the QR code or the link shown, and you have the next 4 hours to fill out the form. And with that, on behalf of AAOU, I would like to once again thank our speaker, Dr. Worrawit Nakpan, our moderator, Trixie, and of course, our participants for today's webinar. We look forward to seeing you in our next event. And until then, stay safe and take care. Have a great day ahead. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you สวัสดีครับ
Thank you, Dr. Nakpan.